Hello students. So we continue further our discussion on drug proving. So this is aphorism number 142nd. So it is regarding the judgment of the physician is always needed to separate the symptoms of remedy from the symptoms of the natural disease. So it is just that he should observe the whatever the symptoms the remedy is producing, and they are to be needed to separate from the symptoms of the natural disease. It is higher art of judgment. So he should be matching the symptoms with the materia medica and with the symptoms of the patient, but should have the judgment of discrimination of the symptoms. So we go further. Aphorism number 143. It is regarding building of homeopathic materia medica. So, number of simple medicines are proved and they produce number of symptoms. Artificial disease, there are real pure symptoms of powerful medicines. So when the medicines are given to the patient, it produces artificial disease, which are nothing but real and pure symptoms of the powerful medicines. And we already seen that these medicines are producing peculiar characteristic symptoms, and it is the peculiar quality of the individual medicines. These medicines are the instruments of the physician with which he can achieve the cure. So, knowledge of instruments is gained by this experiment of drug proving. These symptoms produced by these medicines on the healthy provers are to be matched with the symptoms which are seen in the patients, and these medicines then act as curative remedies. So these medicines produce artificial symptoms to be matched with the natural morbid phenomena. The similarity between the two is compared and then matched. What happens if prover is paid prover? Then there is a disadvantage that the true symptoms may not be received by the physician, that is by the master prover, as moral certainty and trustworthiness may not be present if the prover is a paid prover. He cannot achieve then the true healing art in future, as the symptoms given by this paid prover may not be authentic. So the future success of cure is doubtful. Hence, we cannot achieve the true healing art. So we should keep it in mind that the medicines are having the power to produce the symptoms according to their own peculiar character, and this power to produce symptoms is eternal and it is universal, which we have seen this in the previous aphorisms. So these pure symptoms of the medicines are going to build a pure homeopathic materia medica, and this may be doubtful if the prover is paid prover, and he may not be authentic and trustworthy to give the symptoms. So in such cases we may not achieve true healing art. So we'll go to the next aphorism, that is aphorism number 144. That is again regarding building a homeopathic materia medica. Thus, Materia Medica constructed is absolutely real, true, and pure Materia Medica. It is not conjectural or imaginary. So this materia medica is not imaginary. This is the basis of pure experiments, and symptoms are noted after pure experiment. This is pure language of nature. Carefully, honestly interrogated the provers to note the symptoms. Matching of the symptoms of the patient with the symptoms of provers listed in homeopathic materia medica is done, and this is the foundation of the future success in cure. So the building of Materia Medica is real, true, and pure. It is authentic. It is not imaginary. It is the outcome of pure experiments, and symptoms are noted down. These symptoms seen on the provers are nothing but the language of diseases. Which diseases? Natural diseases, which we will see in the patients. So, this is the outcome of carefully, honestly interrogated provers, and we get the true symptoms from them. And when we will get this, when the prover is trustworthy, when he is having the calmness, he is able to devote the time, he is sensitive, and it will be best if the prover himself is a homeopathic physician. So we have already seen the qualities of prover. So all these things very important in the drug proving to gain the knowledge of our instruments. So we go to the next aphorism. So homeopathy is a true healing art. It is a mathematical science when we are going to match the symptoms of materia medica to the symptoms of natural disease of patient. So pure mode of action of medicines is already known by proving on healthy provers. From those accurately known, can select one to match with the numerous natural diseases. So it shows that the whatever the natural diseases are seen in the patients, we have to select the one medicine from the homeopathic materia medica, so that the matching is done and the cure can be obtained. Few disease remains where exact similimum may not be met with amongst now proved with the pure action, but certainly cure is not by unknown mixtures which can aggravate the chronic disease. So cure is only possible by the pure action of the medicines noted on the healthy provers. And we already know that we are going to prove only one medicine at a time, never mixtures. Hence, it is always the case that in the natural diseases we can find the exact match with the similimum. Sometimes or very few times there can be possibility that exact similimum may not be met with. So in such cases, it is never to use the mixtures as it can aggravate the chronic disease. And subsequent aphorisms we can see Dr. Henneman has guided us when the exact similimum may not be available. What is to be done in such cases? That we will be seeing in the next aphorisms. So Dr. Hahnemann was himself a prover. His disciples like Dr. Staff and Dr. Gross also participated in the pure experiments. And because of these services of these trustworthy provers, we are able to constitute pure homeopathic materia medica. So that's all about the discussion on the aphorisms 105 to 145, the aphorisms on drug proving. So every minute instruction is given by Dr. Hahnemann on the experiment of drug proving, how to conduct it, and all the smallest details are discussed in these aphorisms. Okay, so we go to the next slide of revision. So aim of drug proving is to gain the knowledge of instruments and construction of true pure homeopathic materia medica. Physician on the path of accomplishing his mission to cure the sick. So he has to conduct the experiment of drug proving, and how the prover must be trustworthy, calm, patient, healthy human being. Physician himself is a best prover. He should be sensitive. And what is the advantage he gets of repeated experiments of drug proving is that his immune system gets improved because of repeated actions of medicines he is conducting on himself in the experiment of drug proving. Then we have already discussed the diet of prover. It is the action of medicine on the vital force is a primary action. The dose is moderate, small, not a large dose. The source of drugs is genuine, and we are able to see the sequential method of drug proving when we are administering a moderate dose, and when we have to get the duration of action of drugs, it is only possible after the various number of experiments. So aim of drug proving is to gain the knowledge of instruments, that is knowledge of action of medicines on the provers. This helps to build a true pure homeopathic materia medica. So we go to the next slides which I have prepared so that we can get at a glance the aphorisms of drug proving. So 105 is the second point of business of physician. So the pathogenetic power of the drug, that is disease producing power of the drug, is the disease curing power. So 105 and 106 describes the pathogenesis of the remedy. So the disease producing power, that is pathogenesis, is the disease curing power. 107 aphorism describes it is not correct to prove the action of medicine on the sick individual. 108th aphorism is describing that provings are done to find out the effects of medicine. In 109, Dr. Hahnemann admits that he was the first to conduct the experiment of drug proving on healthy human being. Before him, only one scientist, that is Dr. Albrecht von Haller, knew the method of drug proving on healthy human beings. In 110, it is describing the historical provings, that is some accidental provings which are noted down by the authors and described, and which is giving us the effects of the medicines Okay, and they were unaware that these effects we are going to see accidentally can be the disease curative agents also. In 111, it is describing that the peculiar character of the symptoms by medicines is observed. In 112, it is describing large doses are dangerous. In 113, the exception is narcotics. So in narcotics, even the small doses gives rise to secondary action. Okay, so 114, use of moderate doses, it allows us to note down the primary action, that is the action of the medicines on vital force. So in 115, Dr. Henneman describes the primary symptoms and alternating symptoms. So he advises us to be careful while noting down the alternating symptoms, that they are not the secondary action but it is a primary action. In 116, symptoms are produced rarely or frequently in some individuals. So in 117, he describes the idiosyncratic individuals. In 118, their description is of there are no surrogates, that is the action of medicine is never the same of two medicines. In 119, it is describing that each medicinal substance produces peculiar symptoms. So in 120, he is describing this helps to distinguish the remedies. 121 gives us the idea that strong substances produce effects in small doses and vice versa. In 122, that it's describing medicines must be proved in the, it is given further in the 123, must be proved in the pure form. In 124, it is describing medicines should not be mixed with the other substances. It should be in the pure form, not adulterated at all. So we see further. So the drug proving aphorisms at a glance. So 125th aphorism describes the diet of prover. 126 describes the prover must be trustworthy, lover of truth. 127 describes about proving should be done on both the sexes. 128, that what is the potency administered to the provers. So at first 30th potency is given to the provers. 129, it effects are slight, then increase the dose to daily. 138 describes the if the first dose produces symptoms, then it should be stopped and we can note the order of succession of symptoms. So 131st aphorism, some symptoms are cured by the next dose. So it happens that during proving we are to actually give the first dose sufficiently strong so that the further repetition is stopped, and otherwise what will be the consequence, that the first dose has produced some symptoms may be cured by the next dose of the same medicine. In 132, it is describing you can give the medicine every day, but here you won't get order of succession of symptoms, but you would get to know the pathogenesis. So 133, it notes exact character of symptoms with modalities. So the prover should give the exact character of symptom and should try the different postures, so different positions, different time, so that at what time the symptoms are more or how they are better. In 134, what is described? That not all symptoms are seen in one person. In 135th, when the experiment of drug proving is said to be complete, when no new symptoms arise and same symptoms are repeated, we can stop the experiment of drug proving. On 136th, it is describing that only certain people are susceptible to remedies. All people are susceptible to similimum when sick. It means that it is not that all provers or one prover gives all the symptoms of medicine, but all those patients who are giving these symptoms can be given the same similimum. 137. The effects of mild and moderate doses is the primary effect. Very important. And whereas the disadvantage of large doses is that we get the symptoms of mixture of primary and secondary doses. So it is we get mixture of primary and secondary symptoms. It should be symptoms. So correction in this. So 138 is all the symptoms during proving are always due to the symptoms of medicine. If the prover has experienced such symptom in the past, but it shows his susceptibility, but it has come only because of action of medicine. 139th, prover should note down all the details and physician should question the exact nature of the symptoms. 148 describe what is to be done in the illiterate prover. So the physician, the master prover, will collect the symptoms from such a prover, and because he is not able to note it down, he will be taking the symptoms as soon as possible and he should rely on the prover. 141st aphorism describes physician is the best prover. On 142nd, that it is the job of it is the art of judgment of the physician to separate the symptoms of remedy from disease. In 143rd aphorism, the description about building of true homeopathic materia medica is done, and by the pure experiments of drug proving. In 144, it is said that by pure experiments, the homeopathic materia built is never imaginary. And 155th, curative medicine is there for each symptom. Thus, we complete the discussion on drug proving. All of you go through these slides again and again, and you should gain this knowledge of instruments and what are the various instructions given time and again by Dr. Henneman to conduct the experiment of drug proving. Okay, so thank you.